Welcome to our channel, English with Rambo. You're here because you want to speak English fluently, but something inside you keeps stopping you. You study, but forget. You listen, but freeze. You understand, but can't speak. And it hurts because deep inside, you know you're capable of more. You know you have thoughts, ideas, emotions, but they never come out the way you want. Let me tell you a secret that will change everything. The problem is not your mouth. The problem is your brain. Your brain controls your confidence, your memory, your focus, your words. And if it's not trained the right way, no grammar book or app will ever help. In this video, you'll learn how to train your brain step by step, how to stop translating, how to remember words forever, how to speak while thinking, and how to create a daily routine that makes English natural. This is not just about learning English. It's about reprogramming your mind for a new life. A life where you can finally express who you really are in English. And before we begin, if you truly want to master English and transform your life, subscribe right now. Because this channel isn't just about learning words. It's about training your mind, building your confidence, and finding your voice. So, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together. Why your brain controls your English. Do you ever feel like you understand English? You know the words, you studied grammar. But when it's time to speak, you freeze. Your mind goes blank. You forget simple words, you get nervous, and all that English inside you just disappears. Why does this happen? Here's the truth. No one tells you. Your mouth doesn't control your English. Your brain does. Before your lips move, before your voice comes out, every word is born inside your brain. And that's the problem. Most people try to learn English like a school subject. They memorize grammar rules. They write definitions. They read silently. But English is not a subject. It's a language. It's a skill. And it's a skill that your brain must control, not your books. If your brain is not trained to think, react, and speak in English, then your mouth will stay silent no matter how many hours you study. That's why people say, "I understand everything, but I can't speak," because their brain has never practiced creating English, only receiving it. Imagine your brain is a house. You read English books, you're collecting furniture. You memorize vocabulary. You're adding beautiful decorations. You study grammar. You're arranging everything properly. But when guests come, real conversations, you can't open the door because the key is missing. And the key is training your brain to speak. You can know 1,000 words. You can pass English exams. But if your brain doesn't feel safe, free, and ready to speak, it will shut down. So remember this forever. Fluency is not about what you know. It's about what your brain can use. Right now, 2 learners, 2 results. Let me show you something. Person A studied English for 6 years, can write essays. Person B practiced daily speaking for 6 months, makes mistakes. They both go to a job interview in English. Who speaks better? Not the person with more knowledge, but the person whose brain is trained to speak. Because speaking doesn't come from memory. It comes from action. And action comes from training. If your brain is sleepy, if it's full of fear and overthinking, then English will never come out smoothly. So, let's fix that starting now. Speak first thing in the morning. When you wake up, say anything out loud in English. Not perfect sentences, just speak. I'm awake now. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm feeling lazy, but I want to grow. This simple step tells your brain we are in English mode today. Use emotion, not boring phrases. Don't say textbook lines like, "Today is Tuesday, I see a tree." Say something with real emotion. I don't want to work today. I'm scared of speaking, but I'll do it anyway. I want to feel free in English. Your brain wakes up when it feels something. Ask one question in English every morning. Questions force your brain to think. Ask yourself, what do I want today? What am I afraid of? Why do I need English in my life? Then answer in English, even if it's just 2 lines. Use a visual trigger. Write a note and stick it near your bed or on your mirror. Speak one sentence in English. Now wake up your brain before the world. Every time you see it, your brain gets the message. Say one dream out loud in English. Smile. Look at yourself and say, I will speak English fluently. I will travel and speak with anyone. English is not my fear anymore. It's my power. Don't just say it, believe it. Your fluency is not in your books. It's not in your grammar. It's not in your phone. It's in your brain. And your brain listens to you. So speak, train it, guide it. Because the best way to become fluent is not to fight with your mouth. It's to train the brain that controls it. And now you've started. Stop translating. Start thinking in English. Let me ask you a simple question. When you speak English, do you first think in your language, translate it, then speak? If your answer is yes, that's the reason your fluency is stuck, because your brain is trying to do 2 jobs at once. Think in one language, translate everything, then speak in another. And in that process, you lose time, you lose words, you lose confidence. Fluency is not about translation. It's about transformation. Your brain must become English. It must live, think, feel, and speak in English without permission. Imagine this. You're talking to someone. You want to say, I woke up late because I was tired. But your brain does this. Thinks in your native language. Translates each word. Checks grammar rules. Organizes the sentence. Then allows your mouth to speak. But by then, the conversation has moved on. The other person is waiting. and you feel small, not because you don't know English, but because your brain is using the wrong system. Stop doing this. Don't think, "What is the English for this?" Don't say, "Let me find the right word." Don't pause to check grammar in your mind, because your brain is not a translator. It's a speaker. Let it speak. So, what's the solution? Train your brain to think directly in English. Here's how to do it. Even if you're a beginner, start with simple daily sentences. When you wake up, speak in your head. I'm brushing my teeth. I feel tired. I need coffee. Let's go outside. Don't translate. Don't check grammar. Just say what you see, what you feel, what you do. This trains your brain to connect English with reality, not with your native language. Use the see, arrow, say method. Wherever you go, look at something and say its name in English. Window, sky, is beautiful. That car is red. I'm walking slowly. This builds fast brain-mouth connections. Soon, your brain will stop translating and start reacting automatically in English. Make English your thinking language for 10 minutes a day. Set a timer for 10 minutes. In that time, think only in English. No speaking, nor writing, just silent thinking. Think about what you ate today, what you want to do, someone you miss, a dream you have. Even if you miss words, keep going, because thinking in broken English is better than thinking in perfect translation. Name your feelings in English. I'm nervous right now. I feel happy after this message. I'm a little angry, but I'll control it. This helps your brain connect English with emotion, and emotion creates deep memory. Use inner voice practice. Before you speak out loud, say the sentence in your head first. This builds a strong inner voice, the voice that guides your speaking. For example, you want to say, "Can I get a glass of water?" Say it silently first, then say it out loud. With time, your inner voice will start speaking before your fear does. Your brain was not born for translation. It was born for communication. So, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to find the right word. Stop switching between two languages. Choose English. Think in English. Live in English. And your fluency will begin. Not by magic, but by rewiring the brain that controls your voice. And now that rewiring has started. Emotion plus repetition equals permanent memory. Let me ask you something. How many times have you learned an English word, wrote it down, underlined it, tried to memorize it, and then forgot it the next day? You see it again and think, "Wait, I know this word. I've seen it before, but I don't remember the meaning." It feels like your brain is a broken box. No matter how many words you put in, they just fall out. But here's the truth. Your brain is not broken. Your method is. Your brain doesn't remember what you write. It remembers what you feel. It doesn't care about how many times you highlight a word. It remembers how that word made you feel the moment you used it. It's a realization that hits deep, isn't it? That fundamental shift from rote memorization to heartfelt experience. Because, my friends, for too long, we've been told a half-truth about language learning, a story whispered in classrooms and textbooks that diminishes the true genius of your own mind. They speak of rules, of vocabulary lists, of endless drills, as if your brilliant brain were merely a passive vessel, a hard drive waiting to be filled with data. But I stand before you today to shatter that illusion, to peel back the layers of misconception and reveal a truth so profound, so revolutionary, it will forever change the way you perceive the journey to English fluency. Your brain is not a machine. It is a miracle. It is not a blank slate. It is a vibrant, living ecosystem, a fertile garden yearning to bloom with the vibrant hues of English expression. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a fundamental shift in understanding. Your brain, in its purest form, is designed for growth, for intuitive understanding, for dynamic creation, not for rigid rote memorization. It thrives on context, on narrative, on emotional resonance. When you cram vocabulary without context, you're not planting seeds, you're just scattering dry husks on barren ground. When you dissect grammar without experiencing its flow, you're not nurturing life, you're just examining a lifeless skeleton. The true path to fluency lies in cultivating this inner English garden, understanding its unique soil, its climate, and the specific nutrients it craves. It's about creating an environment where English doesn't just reside, but thrives, taking root, intertwining with your very thoughts and feelings. This linguistic Eden is capable of astonishing self-organization, of weaving complex structures from simple inputs, of generating spontaneous, authentic expression, but only if we stop treating it like a textbook and start treating it like the living, breathing miracle that it is. Now, let us turn our gaze to a tool that, in this new paradigm, transcends its humble appearance to become something truly monumental: the graded reader. Forget everything you thought you knew about these books. They are not merely simplified texts for beginners. They are, in fact, the very genetic modifiers for your linguistic garden, carrying the encoded blueprint for extraordinary fluency and confidence. Picture them not as simple watering cans, but as vials of potent, concentrated linguistic DNA, engineered to integrate seamlessly into your neural pathways and catalyze a profound internal transformation. The conventional view posits graded readers as mere training wheels, a necessary but temporary crutch on the road to real English. This is a profound misunderstanding. Their true power lies in their meticulously crafted simplicity, their controlled vocabulary, and their carefully structured narratives. These aren't limitations. They are precise instruments of neuro-linguistic architecture. Each sentence, each paragraph, each story in a graded reader is a perfectly formed seed, imbued with the ideal genetic code for a specific linguistic structure or vocabulary item. When you engage with these stories, you are not just reading. You are initiating a process of internal cultivation. The controlled repetition, often subtly woven into the narrative, isn't about rote memorization. It's about embedding patterns, about forging new synaptic connections, about sculpting your brain to think and react in English naturally. They bypass the conscious struggle of translation and grammar analysis, delivering the essence of English directly to the sublayers of your cognition. This is the genetic modification at play. You are not just learning English phrases. You are growing the neural architecture that produces them effortlessly. This process is counterintuitive because it feels too easy, too enjoyable, too story-driven to be profoundly transformative. But therein lies its revolutionary genius. The brain, when relaxed and engaged in a compelling narrative, is exceptionally receptive to new information, especially when that information is presented in a digestible, low-stress format. Graded readers exploit this natural receptivity, planting the seeds of fluency deep within your subconscious. They are designed to create a positive feedback loop. Understanding breeds confidence. Confidence fuels engagement. And engagement accelerates the genetic integration of English into your very linguistic being. They are the ultimate tools for bypassing the analytical mind and directly programming the intuitive, creative language centers of your brain. So, how do we wield these genetic modifiers and cultivate this English garden? Our journey begins with Phase 1, Foundation, Passive Immersion, and Comprehensible Input. This initial stage is all about feeding your brain a rich, consistent diet of English without the pressure of immediate production. It's like preparing the soil before planting. Your primary activity here is extensive reading of graded readers, choosing a level where you understand 95 to 98% of the content without constant dictionary use. This is crucial for reducing cognitive load and allowing your brain to focus on meaning. The mechanism at play in your brain is largely pattern recognition and context assimilation. As you consume story after story, your brain is quietly, tirelessly mapping the landscape of English. It's identifying common sentence structures, the natural rhythm of the language, the subtle nuances of word usage. Each new word encountered in context strengthens existing neural pathways and creates new ones. You are building an internal database, a vast reservoir of comprehensible input from which all future fluency will spring. This phase minimizes output anxiety, allowing your brain to focus solely on intake, much like a baby absorbs language for months before uttering a single word. Pair this with passive listening, podcasts, audiobooks, ideally audio versions of your graded readers, while doing other activities. Your brain is a super processor, and even background noise provides valuable phonetic and prosodic information, building auditory recognition and preparing your ears for the melodies of English speech. This isn't just a hopeful theory. It's a verifiable phenomenon observed through fMRI scans and other neuroimaging techniques, demonstrating neuroplasticity. When you learn a new language, especially English, you are actively creating new neural networks, physically remodeling your brain. The goal here is to saturate your environment with English, allowing your subconscious mind to do the heavy lifting of initial acquisition, much like a plant absorbing nutrients from the rich soil we've prepared. As your internal English database grows, we transition to Phase 2, bridging to production, active comprehension, and low-stress output. This stage gently coaxes your brain from pure intake to tentative, low-stakes expression, without inviting the paralyzing fear of error. You've prepared the soil and planted the seeds. Now it's time to nurture the first delicate sprouts. Having built a solid foundation through extensive reading, your brain is now equipped with a wealth of implicit knowledge. The challenge is to activate these passive pathways for active use. A key technique here is summarizing your graded readers aloud, or in a simple journal. After finishing a chapter or a book, take a few minutes to retell the story, describe the characters, or explain the main ideas. This engages the retrieval pathways in your brain, forcing it to access and organize the English you've been absorbing. It's not about perfect grammar or complex vocabulary. It's about making connections between your stored input and your nascent expressive capabilities. Remember those goldfish brain moments where the words vanish? This practice directly tackles that by exercising your retrieval muscles. Another powerful technique is shadow reading, where you listen to the audiobook of your graded reader and simultaneously read along, attempting to mimic the speaker's pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. This directly trains the articulatory and auditory feedback loops in your brain, building muscle memory for speech and refining your ear for natural English delivery. You are essentially practicing speaking without the pressure of content generation. Simple journaling, too, plays a vital role. Write a few sentences about your day, your thoughts, or reactions to something you've read. The act of putting thoughts into written English, however imperfectly, helps to solidify sentence structures and vocabulary, translating implicit knowledge into explicit, albeit still basic, production. This phase systematically reduces inhibition by making output a natural extension of comprehension, rather than a separate, intimidating hurdle. It's like watching your linguistic garden begin to show its first green shoots, small and humble, but full of promise. With a more robust internal system and a growing comfort with basic production, we move into Phase 3, expanding fluency, targeted practice, and real-world application. Now, your garden is starting to flourish, and it's time to help those plants grow stronger and reach for the sun. This phase is about deliberately strengthening the neural networks for spontaneous production and increasing your processing speed. Graded readers continue to be central, but now the interaction shifts. Instead of just summarizing, engage in deeper discussions. If you have a language partner or a tutor, discuss the themes, characters' motivations, or alternative endings. Your brain is now actively linking input to more complex output, forcing you to retrieve, combine, and manipulate language in real time. This dynamic engagement hones your ability to formulate thoughts directly in English, bypassing the translation trap. Think of the emotional thrill when a complex sentence flows from your lips, surprising even yourself. Role-playing scenarios inspired by your graded readers can also be incredibly effective. Imagine you are a character, or perhaps a reporter interviewing an author about their work. This simulates real-world communication, preparing your brain for unpredictable conversational turns and requiring quicker cognitive responses. The focus here is on communication, not grammatical perfection. Embrace mistakes as valuable data points, signals that your brain is actively testing hypotheses about the language. Every epic fail is a tiny, invisible flag popping up, saying, "Hey, pay attention here. This connection needs more work." This is not a sign of confusion. It's your brain attempting to bridge the gap, trying to find the most efficient route. Furthermore, begin expressing personal thoughts in English, even if it's just to yourself. Narrate your daily activities internally. Describe objects around you, or mentally prepare for a conversation you anticipate having. This internal monologue is a powerful tool for solidifying fluency, training your brain to default to English for self-expression. It's about building the muscle memory for thinking in English, making it your go-to language for processing the world around you. This is where your brain shifts from declarative memory, knowing rules, to procedural memory, using language automatically, much like learning to ride a bicycle. Finally, we arrive at Phase 4, mastering confidence, performance, and ownership. This is where fluency solidifies, where English truly integrates into your identity, and where you transcend mere communication to full self-expression. Your linguistic garden is now mature, its roots deep, its branches strong, and its fruits ripe with spontaneous, confident expression. At this stage, your brain has developed extensive neural networks for English comprehension and production. The goal is to refine these pathways, increase automaticity, and, most importantly, cultivate an unshakable confidence in your ability to wield the language. Continue to leverage graded readers, but now use them as springboards for more advanced discussions, debates, or even creative writing exercises, where you expand upon their narratives or create your own stories in the same style. This pushes your brain to engage in higher-order linguistic processing, moving beyond comprehension and simple production to analysis, synthesis, and creative application. Engage in public speaking opportunities, even if it's just practicing a short presentation to a mirror or a supportive friend. This confronts and helps overcome performance anxiety, wiring your brain to remain calm and articulate under pressure. The very act of confidently articulating your thoughts in front of others reinforces your belief in your abilities, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens your linguistic self-efficacy. This is crucial for lowering your affective filter, that mental block caused by fear of mistakes. When you feel capable, your anxiety decreases, and you are more likely to participate, leading to even greater gains. Embrace opportunities to teach or explain concepts in English. When you explain something to someone else, your brain is forced to organize and articulate information with maximum clarity, deeply embedding the language structures and vocabulary. This phase is about taking ownership of English, making it not just a tool, but an extension of who you are. A vibrant medium through which your unique personality, insights, and perspectives can shine through, effortlessly and authentically. It's the profound, beautiful culmination of a journey that began with a whisper of a dream and blossomed into an undeniable, resounding triumph. Throughout this entire transformative journey, the mindset you cultivate is as critical as the methods you employ. Your brain is a dynamic, adaptable organ, and its capacity for language acquisition is profoundly influenced by your beliefs, emotional state, and consistent effort. Embrace a growth mindset, viewing challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for neural recalibration. Understand that mistakes are not failures, but invaluable feedback mechanisms, signals that your brain is actively experimenting and refining its understanding. Every error is a data point, guiding your brain closer to accuracy. Cultivate patience and perseverance, recognizing that fluency is not a destination arrived at overnight, but a gradual unfolding, a continuous process of refinement. Connect your English learning to your personal growth and self-expression, seeing fluency as a path to unlocking new aspects of yourself, a key to a wider world of ideas, connections, and opportunities. This personal investment fuels intrinsic motivation, which is far more powerful and sustainable than external pressures. Most importantly, advocate for creating a consistent English environment. This isn't about living in an English-speaking country. It's about intentionally constructing an English ecosystem around you, whether through dedicated reading time with graded readers, listening to podcasts, watching films, or engaging in conversations. Your brain, with its basal ganglia, is a creature of habit. Consistency is the architect of habit, and habits are the blueprints for automaticity. The more you consistently expose your brain to English in meaningful ways, the more it will integrate the language, making it an effortless part of your daily cognitive landscape. This holistic approach, fusing scientific method with a powerful mindset, ensures that your journey to English fluency is not just successful, but deeply empowering and personally enriching. In essence, the path to speaking English fluently and confidently isn't a mysterious, inaccessible secret, but a scientifically grounded journey of training your most powerful asset, your brain. We've journeyed from recognizing the limitations of rote memorization to embracing the brain's innate capacity for implicit learning, underscoring how graded readers reduce cognitive load, build confidence, and organically embed linguistic patterns. They are truly the genetic modifiers for your linguistic garden, planting the blueprints for effortless English within your neural pathways. We've laid out a progressive four-phase framework, from passive immersion to active comprehension, then expanding fluency to mastering confidence, each step meticulously designed to optimize your brain's processing and retrieval mechanisms. This isn't just about accumulating vocabulary or mastering grammar rules. It's about building an intuitive, resilient, and responsive linguistic system within you, one that allows your true voice to emerge, unhindered and authentic. The transformation isn't just linguistic. It's deeply personal, connecting English learning to self-discovery and empowerment. This is your golden roadmap to unstoppable fluency, a systematic and groundbreaking strategy that transforms knowledge into confident, effortless communication. It's about leveraging neuroplasticity to physically remodel your brain, shifting from conscious rules to automatic, procedural memory. It's about harnessing the power of emotion and context to build deep, permanent memory. It's about recognizing that every stumble is a data point, every effort a reinforcement, building self-efficacy and lowering that invisible barrier of fear. So, as you embark on this incredible adventure, remember that the most powerful tool you possess is already within you. Nurture it, challenge it, and trust in its incredible capacity to make English not just something you speak, but something you truly own. Your fluent, confident self awaits, ready to tell your story to the world. If this roadmap has ignited a spark in you, if you're ready to reclaim your voice and transform your English journey, then hit that like button, subscribe to English with Rambo, and share this video with anyone who dreams of speaking English fluently. And tell me in the comments below, which phase of this brain training strategy are you most excited to start, and why? Your insights inspire us all. Don't miss our next video, where we dive even deeper into specific techniques for building a powerful English internal monologue. Until then, keep training that magnificent brain. And I'll see you in the next one.